Sup flappers, welcome back to another video, and as we approach Friday, which should be the patch 2.4 preview live stream, I can't help but notice, right? I gotta come clean with you guys something. I haven't been fully honest. I do say I don't look at leaks, and that just means I actively try to avoid them. But this time around, I don't know what it is with Shenhe. Maybe it's got the whole thing with like the beautiful waifu goddess thing going on. I just could not avoid it, and yes, at this point, I have heard certain rumors about her kit being, let's just say, not optimal. And let's talk about that, and I'm going to talk about a couple other scenarios where how Shenhe could end up and how that also may pose certain issues, just because I feel like her role in the game and her identity in the game most likely is at question regardless of what she ends up being. Now, there is one scenario where I do think she could be wildly popular and successful. However, I highly doubt Mihoyo is going to go that way, and don't worry, we're going to talk about all that stuff in between as well. First and foremost, on Friday's live stream, I will be watching the patch 2.4 preview live here on YouTube on my channel, and I'm going to be giving away one Ito. If you guys want a chance to win, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button and show up on the date. That's it. I'm going to give you all the instructions on how to enter there, and yes, by the end of the live stream, someone will be indeed crowned the winner. All right, so you don't need to worry that I'm going to make you jump through 20 different loops just to enter one giveaway. Nope. On Friday, just subscribe, show up. One person's gonna win. All right, so with that said, let's get into the video and start talking about Shenhe and patch 2.4. So with Shenhe, it's no surprise she is a cryo 5-star unit. She uses the spear. That's all things that we already know. Now, additional information has been brought to my little ears through my little birds, in that Shenhe will be fulfilling a more supportive role in the game. And specifically, I've also heard from my little birds that she's gonna somehow support physical damage carries. I know, wow, Walrus, you almost never talk about leaks, but yeah, at this point, I don't think I can hide it anymore. I think just bring it out on the table and let's talk about it, all right? There's a couple problems with Shenhe being strictly physical damage carry support. Now, her being a cryo unit and also being a physical damage carry support straight points to Eula. Right, then that would mean that she's gonna be supporting Eula, which in essence is not too big of an issue. Right now, currently, Eula has Raiden Shogun. That makes her already very potent and lethal as a potential carry. There's a ton of other characters in the game who don't have something that specific and powerful to mesh with them. Now, yes, a lot of people currently run Diona in the healer position just to get that cryo resonance, or run Bennett as a healer and buffer, and then run someone like Rosaria in the support position. Now, of course, having a 5-star character come and facilitate you is going to be no joke. If Shenhe truly is a physical damage carry support, then she likely will be either slotted into the support position or the support DPS position. In this case, Raiden is going to be the support DPS, which by this definition just means the character that's going to spend the most time on field apart from the main DPS. And Shenhe will have to replace someone like Kaya, someone like Chongyun, someone like Rosaria, right? And I just feel like that's quite the overkill for me. And the other scenario is she's going to be supporting an electro physical damage carry because of her elemental type, right? Which then essentially points to someone like Keqing and potentially, I don't know, maybe like Beidou main DJ. It gets a little wacky to start thinking about this stuff, right? Now, for people who are also curious in this regard, I just feel like having Shenhe strictly being a physical damage carry support or facilitator is going to be a mistake. There's just not enough demand for such a character. Now, I say that, but it's not the first time where Mihoyo has given us something in preparation for something else that's going to come down the line. Case in point being someone like Albedo. Albedo's identity in the game always felt questionable at best until Ito came out, and now he's like, okay, yeah, Albedo goes right here. Now, that's not me saying that it's going to take Mihoyo another year to figure this out. Characters such as Ayato is coming out. Who's to say he's not going to lean more towards a physical carry department? We haven't had a physical carry released since Eula, which it's getting close to a year. I think it's like 8 months or something like that. So, is it really such a shocker that miHoYo is now padding the way for more physical damage carries? I think now that they've released a Geo main DPS, they're gonna start facilitating and fleshing out all forms of carry potential. So, with that said, fancy this idea, all right? We're gonna go off on a limb and start diving into different realities here where Shenhe could potentially do other things in the game. For example, let's say she is a cryo support. She does cryo application, she facilitates freeze teams, she facilitates shatter teams or whatnot, or she could even be the glue that starts a new kind of melt team. Who's to say that's not a reality, right? But you see, then there's a problem because currently Ganyu is too damn good at doing that. How are you gonna outperform Ganyu, a character who has 100% uptime on her large AoE cryo burst, right? If you outdo that in any regards, you're gonna have a big problem on your hands where I think the power scaling is just gonna be going off the charts. How is miHoYo ever gonna reel that back in? The mistake started when they gave Ganyu a 100% uptime burst, and now any cryo applicator at best can only match Ganyu. They can't really outperform or best Ganyu, because not only does Ganyu have 100% uptime burst on a large cryo AoE hailstorm, she also has the capability of dealing massive damage as a main DPS. So Shenhe, in that regard, if you release Shenhe and Ganyu in the same patch and you also make Shenhe a cryo support with application, you're never gonna beat Ganyu. That's just case in point, right? miHoYo could, that option is just not available for miHoYo. Now, another reality is that Shenhe is a main damage carry as a cryo main damage, like on hit carry as a spear user. So she does cryo damage primarily. It's kind of like a cryo Hu Tao, if you can think about it, right? Like her elemental skill somehow infuses her attacks and she attacks in cryo. Now, that's also a big problem because currently we already have a character similarly like Ayaka, while not the best on-hit cryo character. Well, she is the best on-hit cryo character, but I'm just saying, like, she doesn't perform the best in that form. She is best performed as a burst support. So what that means is you really get her out, use her burst skill, swap off, and her burst is still running on field while you can use another character to facilitate that, whether you want to freeze, whether you want to melt, even super conduct, whatever floats your boat, right? So I think going down this line, having a dedicated cryo on-hit main DPS should suit miHoYo's agenda more than whatever this wacky circus of a thing that they're trying to do with Shenhe is, which is like a physical damage carry support. I want to say that if miHoYo is truly going down the physical damage carry support route, they likely have things planned for the future. And at this point, I feel like it's either cryo or electro that is going to be more physical damage capable, right? These two elements are the key to superconduct, and with the physical damage carry, not having superconduct is going to be a pain in the ass. If you have a pyro character who's also a physical damage dealer, and you know how that likely ends up, because you have to bring characters that could facilitate with superconduct, and now with potentially Shenhe, that's going to be physical damage buffer who is also cryo. Does make it easier, but also certainly still pose certain issues, which makes running non-electro, non-cryo physical damage carries problematic. Finally, do I think you should be pulling for Shenhe? I don't know, man. Like, we're going to be looking at this on Friday and everything's going to get revealed. It's probably going to be pretty finalized, at least the general direction of this character, right? And I don't want to be the one to tell you guys to do or not to do certain things, but I really feel like miHoYo's game design has evolved to a certain point where they're most likely preparing for something that's going to come in the future, and Shenhe is just going to be the first piece of that puzzle. With that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the live stream. Actually, no, I'll catch you guys on Wednesday's live stream first prior, so we can talk more about it during that time, alright? So until then, urge you to stay safe, and peace.